It's so nice to be here. Yay! Our first Sunday of the new year. And a new beginning for all. It's always wonderful to think about every day is a new beginning, and every minute is a new beginning, and every hour is a new beginning. In other words, whenever you want, plug in and let God's plan guide you to where you belong. Remember that that's the highest vibrational plan that can ever happen. And we can just say, yes, thank you, I'll have some. And that's all it takes. Because it's our birthright. It's our birthright. You don't own it, you don't gain it, you don't stand on your head to achieve it. You open your heart, you open your hands, you open your mind, and you breathe. So let's breathe in that beautiful, beautiful presence that is always with us. And when we don't feel it, it's because we forgot to open our hearts. Oh my gosh. Well, I was playing around this morning and I wrote a little poem. And I call it In Charge, because once we let go of control, thinking that we know the best possible programming for us, and open it up to, okay, with what I have and my gifts and where I am in my life, God, where do you want me today? So here it is. It's called In Charge. If life could be what I wanted it to be, each day would be a symphony, filled with love and joy and sharing. There would be no lack of caring. The no's would all be said before I lay down in my bed. My heart to the brim would be very full. Putting me first would be my goal. With an open heart, my divine guidance grows. Following God's lead, my thriving flows. It's a little thought for today. So how do we get off track? Isn't that interesting? We so love the presence. And we so love it when we get, oh, I know how I can serve today. It's so clear. And it's so different every day. Have you noticed that? You know, one day it's to go outside and bless everything. Like today, really, everything wanted to be blessed on the way here. Did you notice that? It just was popping at you to be acknowledged and blessed. See, when you acknowledge, you bless, right? Just by your acknowledgement from an open heart. We can bless our world, and the more we bless our world, the more it shines. I laugh, I think of a time when a friend of mine and I went down to Trader Joe's, and they had just gotten a new shipment of orchids in. And we decided we wanted an orchid. And so we started looking at the orchids, and oh, look at this one, oh, look at that one. Well, by the time we were done, that whole place just shined with orchid. Why? Because the orchids felt loved, huh? And they said, yeah, that's me. Hey, look at me. Oh, look at me over here. We couldn't decide. The one was more beautiful than the next. And this is how things work for us. And how do we forget that? I don't know. And what puts us down into that place of, well, it's not being in the present, is it? It's either scaring ourselves about the future or condemning ourselves for something we've done in the past. That's it. Okay. So that's the first step. Where am I? Huh? Okay. And the second step then is to say, this is my birthright, I claim it. Start claiming it. People think you have to somehow do something in order to have it. No, 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 no. We came down here to create that world. That's why we're here. We came down to share compassion because it feels good to share compassion. It feels good to be in a room where everybody is glad to see each other. And we bless each other with our acknowledgement and our appreciation for each other. Oh, can it be that simple? They keep telling me yes. I keep trying to make it more complicated, but they keep saying, no, 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 honey. Slow down. You're going too fast. Okay. Woo! Slow down so you're connected to your breath. Because in each breath, that spark of the divine within us is triggered. We bring that breath in, and it goes, whoo, and here we are. Ta-da! And that's where we need to be. Why? Because that is our fullness. That is who we are. And anything less than that is an adaptation to scary things. We're working a lot with just getting used to understanding that when you're on God's plan, we don't have to do a lot of thinking and figuring out. We don't have to control everyone and everything. And it doesn't have to look our way. It might look our way. We don't know. But it might look really different. Or it might just have more fluff and vigor to it. And for a lot of people, that's it. You know, you're on path, but you're still not sure that it's you that can hold that divine spark. Well, we all have one. We've just cluttered it with a lot of other stuff. And sometimes we did that for protection. And sometimes we did it because we were told to and we didn't know what to do else. Oh. But we carry that spark. And when we're in a room here today and we were singing that song, I was watching all the sparks connect. And as they connect, we create that beautiful container of love that we all like to live in. And so then what we want to do then is live it and then send it up so that we have a beautiful grid that looks like honeycomb of love around our world. Start setting that intention because it's growing already and it will continue to. So plug into that grid, that love grid. And know that it's going to be above us and below us. So each time we ground, we're going to ground into that love grid. That place where our divine team is waiting for us. And when we do our meditation, we'll call in our divine teams. But it's okay. It's okay not to know everything. Matter of fact, the more you know nothing, the more possibilities happen. It's when you think you know everything. You know, if you talk to an 18-year-old, they know everything, right? They got it down. Woo. 13? Yes, sometimes it's starting at 13. Is that what you're telling me? Okay, yeah. And so what is that about? Well, they do know everything about their world so far. That's it. And if they stay stuck there, like many people do, because have you met 50-year-old teenagers? Mm-hmm. They're difficult because their hearts are closed yet, because they're so creating that mental body yet. You know, and how things fit and how everything's logical and da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da, right? But those of us who've been around on the planet for a while realize that that is just one tiny piece of what's going on. And that where we really need to be is following that plan and stop thinking that we have to be the boss all the time. And start thinking about receivership and receiving. You cannot be on the divine plan if you don't receive. You can touch it and you can hang on to it, but you can't just be there without it. It's okay not to know, not to be sure, to have doubts. It's even okay to be afraid or angry. It's not okay to live in those feelings. Those feelings have been gifted to us to understand our world. It's not who you are. Then, we went through all this political stuff. Well, I'm a this, I'm a that. No. It's people who chose a certain thing to vote for. Good heavens. It's not who you are. You are God's child. Claim it. And anyone who says anything different, no, I'm not that. I'm God's child, and I listen to my guidance, and I do the best I can. And that's all that's required. So I think we're making this way more complex than it's supposed to be. This is a planet that has a lot of incredible beauty. It has a lot of power. It's an incredible experience. And we are in this physical form where we can walk and talk and move around and go all over the place. Haven't learned to fly yet, but maybe, it would be fun. I would like that. Yeah, I've done it in other lifetimes. I know I have. Just can't quite remember the formula on this one. That's because we're not supposed to be flying around this lifetime, right? We're supposed to be gently, lovingly going through our life, blessing each thing that's presented in our path, checking with our guidance to make sure we aren't interfering and creating codependencies, etc., with what we think people need and require, or even what we think we need and require. I had someone disappointed in me because I didn't use the form of communication that she was most comfortable with. So I didn't care. And I thought, wow, boy, that's limited, isn't it? Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't use your particular vehicle. But to have to limit ourselves to only receive, that's like taking life through a straw. Think how much you miss if you're just going. So following God's plan for you, allowing the love to be filling you, allowing yourself to claim your I am cord and use that energy to bless others, to hold others. Oh, we used to just think we had to hold everything in our hearts. This is not quite true. We hold people in our hands with the love that comes from our heart. Our heart is to hold ourself, because that's a lot to hold. That's a lot to love. All those things that we don't like about ourselves that we need to love. Oh my gosh. Oh my. So this is a time, again, to slow down, again, to really bless your homes, to claim I live in a space that loves me and I love it. Set yourself in a world where there's an abundance of God's plan, which is love and kindness. Allow yourself to just feel it ripple from those little critters that run around our properties, those little chippies and squirrels and different things that keep blessing everything and eating everything too. But it's part of what we share. They send love. They don't care. And you can tell the difference when they're just being themselves. They're just happy and playing with each other and having a great time. And then a danger comes, everything gets quiet, right? Oh. Well, we kind of do the same thing. And if everything's quiet, you're likely to have a part of you that's scared or angry, that you're pretending isn't there. Stop pretending. Take it by the hand and love it just as much as you love the rest of yourself that's more joyful and peppy and enjoys the encounter. Love that part of you that doesn't want to deal with anyone and not sure they even like people anymore. We all carry it all because we're at choice. We're always at choice. You can choose to love or you can choose to suffer. It's okay. Either one is okay. It's a path. They're both paths. They both go somewhere that's important. Nothing's non-important. But this is an opportunity. These next 10 years, we're going to be really working with the divine feminine and the divine masculine, which our guides represent, by the way. So they're going to teach us, if we're open-hearted, to join them in expressing our world in those terms with whatever gifts you are given, whether it be beautiful music or a wonderful smile or a solid, you can depend on me, or whatever it is. We all have our gifts. And it's time to give up that teenager fantasy that we know it all, we don't need guidance, we don't need God, we can do it ourselves. I can remember being back there. I don't need anybody, I'm cool, I can handle everything myself. No, yeah, well, you could, but how limited. Again, that's like drinking out of a straw. Can't get a good gulp, So I invite you to start allowing God's plan to touch your life every day. Just ask for a touch each day, because that's going to be a lot. And if you take that touch each day, that little spark of divine within you is going to go da, 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 and it's going to be happy. And that spark is going to keep calling in for more connection and more guidance and more ways that you can stay and be in the presence of who you are, so that you can be for yourself, for your community, and for our world, a loving, kind presence that welcomes and loves. And with that, I think we'll do our meditation. All right. So let's breathe in, love and light from the universe. Breathing out, love and appreciation for all that is. And 3 nice breaths from our central sun, from God's source, to our sun, to the top of our head, to our hearts, our chi centers, out our feet and into the sun in the center of the earth. There you go. And 3 nice breaths, starting at the sun in the center of the earth, breathing that beautiful energy up our legs, into our chi center, our heart center, the top of our heads, our sun, central sun, God. That is our gifted love that we are given before we're born, and continues to be a continual supply until we die, and then goes beyond that. And that I am chord is ours to express with our personalities and to incorporate in our life. Now we're going to put our grounding cord right where those two cords meet, in that sun in the center of the earth. So we claim our presence on this planet as a loving, caring being, putting some copper around it to give us some flexibility. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to take you to a beautiful meadow. There's many here. I'm sure you've all been to many of them. Pick one that you enjoy being at. And as you look at this meadow, you see the perfect place for you to be. And you go there. And as you go there, all your senses are afire. You can taste the dampness in the air, and you can just feel all kinds of things, and smell and touch and taste and see and hear all kinds of magnificent things. All are welcoming you. All are saying, you belong here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for letting go of having to control. Thank you for opening to allowing this beautiful plan to come into fruition, where all are loved, all are equal, all are valued, all are treasured, and all are unconditionally loved. And as you feel that experience of all your senses, you close your eyes and just savor it for a bit. You open your eyes and you look, and all around you, the medicine wheel has formed, and all your guides and helpers are sitting around, waiting for you to open your eyes. And as you make eye contact with each one of those higher beings, they each send you love and kindness. And they reassure you they are here for you, and you belong in the presence of all of them. And they reassure you as a team, co-creating, not doing to you, offering you all the choices that allow you to express your gifts in the most powerful and kind ways, that allow you to feel light and joyful and full of yourself. And they say to you, for now, just come and visit us and just feel the love. Because you're not quite getting it, that it's okay to have as much love. You don't have to limit it. No, there aren't people who need it more than you. Everyone needs it, and everyone has the choice of receiving it. And you not taking your share doesn't help anyone else. And as you receive this wonderful love, you thank them for being with you, and you assure them you're coming back, and you will spend a lot more time first feeling loved, so that when God knocks on your shoulder and says, honey, this is your assignment, you say, thank you. Okay, I can do that. And you take a big breath and you do it. Yeah. So you hug each person in that beautiful medicine circle that is yours. And by the way, they change. So don't expect them to always be the same every time. You thank them all and you come on back and you sit down back in this room full of yourself, full of the love, knowing that allowing will allow you to thrive and be who you came here to thrive and be. And so it is.